Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. With Bolum 192 of Kuruluş Osman on the horizon, the tension is undoubtedly at an all-time high. The conclusion of the last episode likely left us with more questions than answers, a signature move for the series that keeps us all eagerly anticipating what comes next. So, let's delve into some potential developments, exploring the threads that might weave the fabric of the upcoming installment. The immediate aftermath, responding to crisis. Kuruluş Osman has a habit of throwing Osman Bey and his people into the crucible, and the end of Bolum 191 probably set the stage for a significant challenge. Could it be that a key stronghold is under imminent threat, or perhaps a vital alliance has been treacherously shattered? We've seen Osman Bey face down Byzantine plots, Mongol incursions, and internal dissent time and time again. What makes this current crisis different? One possibility is that the enemy has struck closer to home than ever before. Perhaps the attack wasn't just on a military outpost, but on something or someone deeply personal to Osman Bey, forcing him to make decisions that blur the lines between leader and man. Might we see Osman grappling with a desire for swift retribution versus the need for a more calculated, strategic response? The well-being of the K tribe and the nascent Ottoman state always hangs in the balance, and his choices now will have far-reaching consequences. Consider the nature of the antagonist Osman is currently facing. Is it a familiar foe returning with a vengeance and a new, more cunning plan? Or are we dealing with a fresh threat, someone whose motivations and methods are still largely unknown? If it's the latter, Bolum 192 could be crucial in unveiling the true depth of this new enemy's capabilities. How will Osman Bey gather intelligence on this adversary? Could we see a daring undercover mission by one of the Alps, or perhaps an unexpected source providing crucial information? The strategic chessboard, Osman's next move. Osman Bey is renowned for his strategic mind, often thinking several steps ahead of his enemies. Whatever the immediate crisis, we can expect to see him convening his council of Beys and Alps, meticulously planning their counter-offensive. But what if the usual tactics are no longer sufficient? Could this be a situation where brute force alone won't secure victory? Perhaps the challenge is more insidious, a plot designed to sow discord from within, to turn allies against each other, or to cripple the K economy. If so, Osman's response will need to be multifaceted. We might witness him employing diplomacy with some while readying his warriors for battle with others. There's also the question of resources. As Osman's ambitions grow, so too does the need for manpower, supplies, and funding. Could the current crisis be exacerbated by a shortage in any of these areas, forcing Osman to make difficult choices about where to allocate his strength? This could lead to interesting subplots involving trade caravans, securing new alliances for resources, or even developing new economic strategies. What are your initial thoughts on the biggest challenge Osman Bey is facing right now? Do you think it's primarily a military threat, or is there something more complex at play? Share your theories in the comments below, I'd love to read them. The epic battles are a hallmark of Kuruluş Osman, and the title of this video series, Behind the Scenes, How Kuruluş Osman Creates Epic Battles, speaks to that. While we analyze the plot, it's always thrilling to imagine how these narrative tensions will culminate in visually stunning confrontations. Could Bolum 192 be building towards one such major engagement, or will it focus more on the intricate planning and maneuvering that precedes the clash of swords? Osman Bey doesn't stand alone. His loyal Alps like Konar, Baran, Sirkatay, and others are his sword and shield. What roles might they play in the unfolding drama of Bolum 192? If a major battle is brewing, we can expect to see them at the forefront, showcasing their bravery and unique skills. But beyond the battlefield, could personal challenges await them? Perhaps one of the Alps will be tasked with a particularly perilous mission, something that tests not only their combat prowess but also their loyalty and resolve. Could there be a situation where an Alp is captured, leading to a desperate rescue attempt? Or maybe an internal conflict within the Alps themselves, a disagreement on strategy, or a test of leadership amongst them when Osman is focused elsewhere? And what about Osman's family? Bala Hatun and Malhan Hatun have always been pillars of strength and wisdom. How might they contribute to navigating the current crisis? Their counsel is invaluable to Osman, but they are also formidable figures in their own right, capable of managing affairs within the tribe, rallying the women, or even uncovering plots that the men might overlook. Could one of them play a pivotal role in exposing a hidden enemy or securing a crucial piece of intelligence in Bolum 192? The younger generation, Osman's children Orhan, Alaeddin, and Fatma, are also growing. While still young, the series often plants seeds for their future roles. Could we see one of them showing early signs of leadership, wisdom, or even facing a situation that forces them to mature quickly? Perhaps a subtle B-plot involving them could hint at the future of the Beylik. No historical drama, especially one as intricate as Kuruluş Osman, is complete without the threat of betrayal. It's a recurring theme that always adds layers of suspense. As Osman's power and influence grow, so too does the envy and ambition of others. Could Bölüm 192 unveil a new traitor in their midst, or perhaps bring a long-suspected character's treachery to light? Identifying a potential traitor is always a guessing game, but we can look for clues. Is there a character who has recently seemed discontent, or one who has been acting suspiciously? Perhaps a new figure has entered Osman's circle whose true allegiances are yet unknown. The motives for betrayal are often complex: greed, a desire for power, revenge, or even a misguided belief that they are doing what's right. Consider the possibility of a less obvious betrayal. It might not be a warrior turning his sword, but perhaps a merchant leaking vital information or a seemingly loyal bey secretly negotiating with Osman's enemies. These kinds of deceptions can be far more damaging in the long run. How would Osman react to such a deeply personal or strategically critical betrayal? Would it make him more cautious, more distrustful? And how would it impact the morale of the K? This is a great point for discussion. If there is a traitor, who do you suspect it might be, and what do you think their ultimate goal is? Sometimes the most shocking betrayals come from the least expected quarters. Let me know your prime suspects and theories in the comments. The ripple effects of betrayal are immense. It doesn't just weaken Osman militarily, it strikes at the heart of the unity he strives to build. The process of uncovering and dealing with a traitor is often as dramatic as any battle. Will Bölüm 192 focus on the investigation, the confrontation, or the fallout of such a revelation? Welcome to the concluding part of our analysis for the highly anticipated Bölüm 192 of Kuruluş Osman. In the previous parts, we explored the immediate challenges Osman Bey might face and the potential roles and conflicts involving his loyal circle, as well as the ever-present shadow of betrayal. Now, let's zoom out and consider the broader implications. How might the events of this upcoming episode tie into the grander narrative of the series and the historical destiny Osman Bey is striving to fulfill? Kuruluş Osman is more than just a story of battles and conquests. It's deeply rooted in themes of justice, faith, unity, and the immense struggle of forging a state that will endure for centuries. Each challenge Osman overcomes, each alliance he forges, and each enemy he outwits is a step towards that monumental goal. How might Bölüm 192 reinforce these core themes? If Osman is facing a particularly devious enemy, his victory might not just be military but also moral. Will he have an opportunity to showcase his commitment to justice, perhaps even towards his foes, thereby winning hearts and minds beyond his own tribe? We've seen instances where Osman's adherence to his principles has impressed even his adversaries. Could Bölüm 192 present another such scenario, further solidifying his reputation as a just leader? The theme of unity, especially among the Turkic tribes, is paramount. If the current crisis involves external threats attempting to divide the Beys, Osman's efforts in Bölüm 192 will likely focus on reinforcing alliances and reminding everyone of the greater purpose they share. Will we see him deliver a powerful speech that galvanizes support, or perhaps undertake a diplomatic mission to bring wavering Beys back into the fold? The dream of the Kızıl Elma Red Apple is a collective one, and its pursuit requires unwavering solidarity. Faith is the bedrock of Osman Bey's character and his mission. In times of extreme adversity, we often see characters turning to their faith for strength and guidance. Could Bölüm 192 feature moments of spiritual reflection or counsel from figures like Sayyi Bali or his spiritual successors, reminding Osman and his people of the divine support for their righteous cause? These moments often provide the moral compass for the actions that follow. Episodes in Kuruluş Osman rarely exist in isolation, they are building blocks in a much larger saga. What seeds might Bölüm 192 plant for future storylines? The resolution of the current conflict will undoubtedly lead to new challenges. If a new enemy is introduced, their defeat or partial defeat in this arc might only be temporary, setting them up as a recurring antagonist. Consider the geopolitical landscape. Every victory for Osman shifts the balance of power, drawing the attention of larger, more formidable empires like the Byzantines or the Ilkhanate. Could the events of Bölüm 192 inadvertently provoke a response from one of these major players, hinting at the even greater struggles that lie ahead? Perhaps a seemingly minor victory will have unforeseen consequences on a much larger stage. We also need to think about the internal dynamics of the burgeoning state. As new territories are conquered, an administrative structure must be established. Could Bolum 192 touch upon the challenges of governance, of integrating new populations, or of establishing laws and institutions? These are crucial aspects of state building that often lead to their own unique set of conflicts and dramas. This brings me to a final point for your consideration. Beyond the immediate battles and intrigues, what long-term development for the Ottoman state do you think Bolum 192 might subtly hint at? Could it be a new strategic marriage, the establishment of a key institution, or the first steps towards conquering a historically significant city? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments section below. I'm always fascinated to hear your perspectives on where this epic journey is headed. And that wraps up our 3-part speculative analysis for Kuruluş Osman, Bolum 192. We've journeyed through potential crises, character arcs, the threat of betrayal, and the overarching themes that make this series so compelling. Of course, these are just theories and possibilities. The writers of Kuruluş Osman always have a few surprises up their sleeves, and that's what keeps us all hooked.